You're watching Fox 11 News, the #1 news at 10.
We're back with a look at our top stories tonight. Some community members on the South Coast are doing their part to help those affected by Hurricane Ida. David Postada, the owner of the Big Easy Catering Company, is a Louisiana native. He plans to take some generators back. His friend Al Salzer from New Orleans lives on a boat in the Santa Barbara Harbor during hurricane season. He owns the Deja Vu restaurant and bar in the French Quarter. Both men recommend donating to Santa Barbara-based Direct Relief or the Red Cross. You'll find a link to Direct Relief and the Red Cross on our mobile app and website. An indoor mask mandate is coming to San Luis Obispo County. It starts at midnight. Masks will be required at all indoor locations in SLO County, regardless of vaccination status. This comes after the rise of hospitalizations and COVID cases. The Delta variant fueling a spike. 78 people are hospitalized. 20 of them are in the intensive care unit with COVID. Public Health says this is the highest number of COVID patients SLO County has ever had in the ICU. County officials say breakthrough cases among vaccinated people have increased, but they remain low. Santa Barbara County supervisors debated a mandatory vaccine and testing policy for county employees today. They asked last week for the numbers of vaccinated employees, and they were presented today. About half of county employees had the vaccine, and some more than that, about 10% attested to it. 37% were unknown. Some employees told the board if the decision is only a mandatory test as a condition of employment, they may leave their job. About 1 in 3 eligible citizens in Santa Barbara County are not vaccinated. At the end of a long period of public comment, the board voted 4-1 to have vaccinations for all county employees, or they must face weekly COVID testing. You can read about all of our top stories and get continuous news and weather updates on our mobile app and website. That's at kkfx.com. In a health alert, a new poll shows the number of people saying they're not likely to get a COVID-19 vaccine is declining. That poll says the number of Americans saying they're not very likely or at all likely to get a COVID-19 vaccine has dropped from 34% in March to 20% this month. 68% of those polled now say they're likely to or already have vaccinated their children. This as COVID-19 cases continue to climb, especially among unvaccinated Americans, and hospitals are being pushed to their limits. Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Florida, and Arkansas are nearly out of ICU beds.
I had to turn away a cancer patient that needed emergency treatment simply due to the fact that my hospital didn't have any beds.
1 in 3 people who are unvaccinated said the FDA approval would likely make them take a vaccine. The latest COVID surge in the U.S. could mean more restrictions for Americans traveling to Europe. As Tina Kraus reports, the European Union has removed the U.S. from its safe list of countries.
American tourist Tiffany Zahn is taking in the beauty of Barcelona, even during the pandemic.
Most of the parks and the museums are open, which is great.
But some countries could soon be closed to Americans now that the European Union is recommending restricting all non-essential travel from the U.S.
The high infection rates in the U.S. and the low take-up of vaccines combined together, they represent a real public health threat to Europe.
The EU has taken the U.S. off its safe list and says it'll be up to each country to set its own travel policy. There may be fewer restrictions for Americans who are fully vaccinated.
What's your advice to U.S. travelers who are wanting to get over here to Europe right now? They're itching to get here.
Don't please plan any great trans-European adventures. It's difficult enough keeping tabs on what one country requires, let alone multiple nations.
Travel writer Simon Calder says pick your target country and just watch it like a hawk.
The main thing is you don't want to be taken by surprise by new rules suddenly imposed overnight.
The advice from the European Union doesn't apply to Britain since it's no longer part of the EU. Fully vaccinated Americans are still welcome in the UK, and many are still flying into the arms of those they love. Tina Kraus, London.
KISS band member Gene Simmons has tested positive for COVID-19, causing the band to postpone some of its tour dates. According to a statement from the band, their next 4 tour dates are postponed as they and the crew will remain at home and isolate for the next 10 days. The announcement comes after KISS frontman Paul Stanley recently tweeted that he has recovered from COVID. Simmons is reportedly experiencing mild symptoms. According to the statement, doctors have told band members they should be able to resume their tour in Irvine September 9th. Still ahead on Fox 11 News at 10, Mike Richards is out of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, why he's no longer serving as the show's executive producer after losing the Jeopardy hosting gig. And DaBaby once again apologizes for disparaging remarks. Details on the meeting the rapper had with HIV awareness groups. Mike Richards is out as executive producer of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. It's the latest development in what has been a turbulent month for Jeopardy. It started with Richards being named as the new host, filling the role of the late Alex Trebek. Then roughly a week later, Richards stepped down due to controversies involving him being named in multiple discrimination lawsuits. Sony, the company behind both shows, made the announcement today. Michael Davies, CEO of Sony-owned television production company Embassy Row, will help with production in Richards' stead for now. DaBaby is trying to make amends following disparaging comments he made about homosexual men and HIV. Today, the rapper met with black leaders from 9 HIV awareness organizations to discuss the comments he made at a music festival in Miami last month. The meeting follows an open letter from the organizations inviting DaBaby to a, quote, private off-the-record meeting to discuss his inaccurate and harmful comments. The groups say he apologized during the meeting. DaBaby had several performances canceled. He's also facing sharp criticism and widespread backlash on social media. Drake has confirmed a release date for his upcoming new album. The rapper and singer made the announcement on social media using a series of emojis. Certified Lover Boy will be released Friday. Camila Cabello stars in the musical adaptation of Cinderella. The film follows Cinderella, who lives with her stepmother and stepsisters and dreams of a better future. Her life is changed when Fab G, a new take on the classic tale's fairy godmother character, gives her a chance to attend a royal ball.
Do you want to go to that ball and meet a bunch of rich people who will change your life?
Yes, I was just crying and singing about it like 2 minutes ago.
Then go!
Also starring Billy Porter, who's always fabulous, and Idina Menzel. Cinderella streams on Amazon this Friday. Coming up next, another drink to get everyone excited about fall. Bud Light says its new drink is the taste of fall. They have a bunch of new flavors. We'll tell you about them.